Live from beautiful Casa de Clark in Independence, Iowa, it's Unemployed with your host, Matt Clark. Thousands in attendance and the millions around the world. Here's your unemployed superhero, Matt Clark.
YouTube, trolling of all ages, it is I, your unemployed superhero, Matthew Clark. Everybody say hi to Max the Wonder. Say hi to Max the Wonder Dog. Say hi, Max. Not the ear. Don't lick my ear. Say hi. No, just say hi. No, don't lick me. Say hi. Say hi. It is Friday, the 4th of November, 8 o'clock at night. The year is 2016. Day 28 or 29 of my exile from... It's been a long day. I think I mentioned on my last video, I screwed my back up a little bit. Little backstory about criminy 3-4 years ago. Before, how longer than that actually? About 5 or 6 years ago, my nephew was going to college. He was still hanging around the family, and I was in my late 30s at the time. And my nephew was a college. He played college football, not Division I. It was like a Division III college football. I forget the name of the organization. It wasn't NCAA football. It was like NIACCA, whatever football. And anyway, he was a football player. My point being. And the kid's in insane shape, and he was trying to help yours. I just got diagnosed with diabetes, and he was trying to help yours truly start losing weight to help get the diabetes under control. And when you're a football player, which I played football for like a half a minute 3,000 years ago, but when you're a football player, your solution to getting in shape is to lift weights. And back in the day, I was pretty good at lifting. Everybody can be good at lifting weights. But I used to lift weights a lot. I was a lineman, offensive lineman, like I said, for 15 minutes 3,000 years ago. And when you're in your late 30s and you're working out with your early 20s nephew, who's in insane shape and playing collegiate football, your ego kind of, without you realizing it, kicks in, and you start thinking back to when you were in school, when you were a kid, and how much you used to lift back then. And I know I did anyway. And one day, I always liked doing leg presses. If you never know what a leg press is, look it up on Google. It's basically bench pressing with your legs. Instead of bench pressing, you lay on your back and bench press with your legs, basically. I used to be able to leg press a lot of weight. Back in high school, I could leg press close to 750 pounds back in high school. I'm now 38, 37 years old, and I'm thinking to myself, that's high school me. That's 18-year-old me. 17, 16-year-old me. I'm a grown-ass motherfucking man now. I am a man. I am a man who built the Eiffel Tower with a brain twice the size of a woman. It's in a book. Anyway, that was from Ron Burgundy, by the way. But anyway, my brain's like, you're a grown-ass fucking man now. If you could do that back when you were in high school, imagine how much you can lift now being a grown-ass motherfucking man. So, yours truly, leg press 700 pounds. Did it. 750, did it. thought to myself, well, shit, I should be able to 8.25 easy. 8.25 easy. So your unemployed superhero decided to put 800 pounds on the leg press machine and did it exactly 3 times. And it hurt. The 3rd time, your unemployed superhero heard a pop in his lower body, thinking it was just a joint popping. I didn't even think about it. Not even a lot of pain. A couple of days later, I couldn't get out of bed. It turns out I exploded a couple of discs in my lower back. Literally, they exploded. They compressed and then blew out like a tire. Just and the fluid that's in your spinal column started leaking out everywhere. It wasn't life-threatening. It happens to a lot of people. If you're a pro athlete, it happens to a lot of pro athletes. It happened to me about 2 years. I got injections in my spine. They put steroid injections into your spine, and it fixed it for the most part for a couple of years until finally it came back again, and it got to the point where I was unable to even move. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't stand up. I had to basically lie on my belly and crawl around my house. So I had back surgery. They went in there and they cleared everything out. They put a graft in there to stabilize my spine, and they roto-rooted it out, and they fixed it. But the issue had happened because of the fluid. I got what's known as sciatica. If you're a lady watching this and you've had children, you may have had sciatica. Men get sciatica too. But I get sciatica from time to time, because once you get sciatica, it's very easy to get it again. Your nerve kind of becomes sensitive. Any kind of pressure on that nerve, like sciatica, by the way, is an inflammation of the sciatic nerve that runs from your spine through your hip down into your feet. It's on both sides of your body, I believe. My problem's on the left side. And once you get sciatica, you can get sciatica at drop a hat. Idiot over here has been wandering around my trail over there every day, give or take, since I got fired. So for a solid month, maybe twice a day for a solid month, we'll say twice a day over, we'll say 25 days, I've been out there walking 3.5 miles one time. So it's basically walking 7 miles a day, 25 days out of a month. That's what I've been doing. Not thinking about it. It's very resting. I enjoy the walk. Part of it's to try and lose some weight, but I like doing the walk though. It helps my brain, kind of, helps my brain, and that's why I've been doing it. And I helped my brother move a bunch of crap the other day, and I mentioned it in the video, and my sciatica came back. Last night was terrible. I got like 3 hours of sleep, literally 3 hours of sleep last night, because I couldn't find a good position to lay in without cramping and the sciatic nerve flaring up. So I'm exhausted right now. I just woke up from a 2.5 hour nap. I spent all day in Waterloo with my pop and my brother and sister. Like I said, my dad has dementia problems. I think I mentioned the whole retirement home thing. And by the way, even if you're not in that situation, you should know how the system works and be leery of it. We have a plan B. There's a very nice facility in town that I would love to see my dad get into if his finances allow it. It's not funded by Medicare or Medicaid, so he would have to pay for it out of his retirement and out of his pension. But it's a very nice facility. We took my dad through it so he could see it, and he seems okay with it, which I'm glad. My dad just wants to go home, and I respect that, because he owns his home. He paid his home. He did a lot of work to his house when he was younger. That is his home. My dad's generation is that generation where they want their stuff. They want to be home. So I respect that. But unfortunately, medically speaking, they won't let him go there anymore. He has to be under care because he could die if he's not cared for correctly. So that's what we spent today doing, getting his medical records, getting his getting information about his finances to see exactly how much money he has to put towards this private facility. I'm going to try and get a hold of a lawyer and a VA person, Veterans Affairs person, to see what kind of help. The VA does help. Hopefully they can help enough to put it over the top so he can move in within the next month or so. I would like to see him there by Christmas, to be quite honest with you. I know that sounds harsh. People don't like the idea of putting a loved one into a retirement home, but I'll tell you this right now. I watched my grandfather, who's passed away now, try and take care of my grandmother, who had dementia near the end of her life. And it killed my grandfather. I will say that right now. You can't do it. I don't give a shit if you quit your job and that's all you do. You can't do it. The reason why nursing homes exist, retirement communities exist, is because they have a team of people who do it. Even the shittiest nursing home has 3 or 4 people that are responsible for one person at a time. One person can't do it. They just can't. I'll tell you that right now. And you're going to say bullshit. You don't know me. I don't have to. Trust me, you can't do it. I'm going to tell you that right. And I will fight you in a pit to the death with a trident. Anyway, so I'm exhausted. I'm on a lot of dope, ibuprofen, some Tylenol, arthritis shit to calm down the swelling that's causing the sciatica in my back. I'm just, if I look destroyed, if I look like shit, it's because I feel like shit right now. I just want to go in and sleep for like a year. I'm just absolutely wore out. So yeah, that was Friday. The company I interviewed with last week that I've been whining about not hearing information about the position have sent me an email. They have not filled the position yet. They are still evaluating who they want to hire for the job. So it's kind of shitty because it's still but it's also good because they still haven't hired anybody yet. I'm still in the running for the job. So they didn't say we're not going to hire you, but they also didn't say we're going to hire you. They said we're looking at, it'd be kind of like if you asked a girl out on a date and she said, I'll let you know in a week. And then a week goes by and she goes, I'm still thinking about it. That's what's going on right now. But it's information and it makes me happy. It's Friday. That means the weekend's coming. Football's coming. It's November, which means college football's damn near over with, which really sucks. Alabama plays LSU this weekend. That's going to be awesome. Max can't wait for Alabama LSU. Can you, Max? See, he's excited. Lost my train of thought. Choo choo choo. So yeah, that's coming up this weekend. That'll be good. There's no guest. No guest this week. Yeah, I know. You were looking forward to it. By the way, to get that Benedict Cumberbatch interview off, you wouldn't believe. I learned one thing doing these videos, by the way. 15 minutes of video you get to watch takes me approximately 2-3 hours to produce. I've heard that before and kind of scoffed at it, but trust me, it's true. It takes a lot to produce these things. mostly because I'm working on shit hardware. The hardware I've got is not meant to do video editing. They're run-of-the-mill desktops for like email, paying your bills online, that kind of thing. These are not heavy-duty workstations that I own. They're just shit computers that were going to be thrown away, and I purchased them for a low amount of money in an auction and brought them to the house. So they were throwaways when I purchased them for auction, but they weren't meant to do audio and video production, trust me. Luckily, I'm a fucking genius, so I can drag out the abilities of these machines to actually do it. It's kicking and screaming, but trust me, I'm a genius, so I can get it to work. Oh yeah, I'm the shit. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. That was Friday. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, a couple people have asked me about this, the mighty JP100D that's always over my shoulder. First of all, is there a reason it's always over my shoulder? Yeah, that's where it hangs. No real reason specifically. Two, it hangs there because this is the most expensive guitar I own, believe it or not. By guitars, it's not that expensive, but it's the most expensive one that I own. And that's just always where I hang it. It was not a conscious decision on my part to hang it there. It's just where I hang. It's where I hang it, baby. Yeah, well, where I hang it. Yeah, I like to hang it there. Anyway, someone even asked me how come I don't play it more in my videos. Be careful what you wish for, because I may start playing it more during my videos. But yeah, this is the JP100D. It is the John Petrucci signature model from a company called Sterling by Music Man Guitars. I love Music Man guitars. I actually own 4 of them. Yeah, 4 of them. The other one I have 2 sub $800 guitars from Music Man, and then a couple of $100 guitars from Music Man. And regardless of how much I paid for them, they all rock. I love these things. I wish I could afford the expensive ones, but I can't afford the expensive ones because the expensive ones are roughly, gosh, a couple of grand. In fact, the guitar this is modeled after, the actual John Petrucci signature model, cost between $3 and $2 grand, I think. At least 2, but I've seen them online for at least 3. Yeah, they're expensive guitars. Yeah, they're expensive guitars. This is the cheap range, quote unquote cheap range, the affordable range. I should put it that way, because they're still not cheap. Yeah, they're still not cheap, so, but this is the one. You probably can't hear it very well over the speakers. Well, the intro to this video, the song that gets played underneath my stupidity, That was recorded on the old JP100D. One of these days, if anybody's curious, I'll walk you through my setup, how I record myself, how I record these videos, what software I use. If anybody's curious, leave a note down below if you're watching this and are curious. What I use to record myself, what software and stuff I use. I'll be happy to show you what I do. You'll be shocked to know how easy it is actually to record yourself and put your stuff out there with little if any talent. With little or if any talent to back you up. I'm living proof of that. So, this has been your unemployed superhero with the mighty JP100D in his lap. Max the Wonder Dog is licking something over there. I don't want to know about it. I like metal, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet. I love to play bluegrass, though. I love bluegrass, too. Metal and bluegrass have a lot in common, just minus the distortion and the... Trust me, if you ever actually listen to bluegrass music and then go listen to metal, you hear a lot of stuff. I'm not saying they're similar. I'm not saying that bluegrass is just metal unamplified, but the same kind of virtuosity that like Zakk Wylde. If you don't know who Zakk Wylde is, what's a better... Avenged Sevenfold, how about that? I'm not a big Avenged Sevenfold fan, but if you know who they are, Avenged Sevenfold, if you listen to an Avenged Sevenfold song, the skill they have playing the instruments they play, go listen to a bluegrass song. In fact, there's a group online, I'll find out who they are and put a link, that actually have a bluegrass version of Metallica's stuff. And it works, because the same virtuosity is there. It's just expressed differently, to put it that way. Great musicians are great musicians, regardless of what genre they play in. I don't listen to specifically genres of music. I listen to great performers of any genre. I don't care if it's jazz, opera, classical, hair metal. If you're a great musician, I will listen to you, because I listen to greats. It's like sports. I'll watch any sport played at its highest level. Like the World Series, I don't watch a lot of baseball, but I will watch the World Series, because those two teams in the World Series are the two teams playing their sport at the highest possible level you could play it. Same with the Super Bowl, same with baseball, cricket. I don't give a flying. I'll even watch soccer. I give a crap, as long as I know the people that are doing the sport are doing it at the highest level possible. That's what I want to watch. I want to see a sport either being played with lots of emotion or being played at the highest. Same with music. I want to hear music played with lots of emotion or played at the highest level it could be played. Some of the great jazz fusion guitarists and stuff, amazing what they do, and I have a lot of respect for those guys. So, anyway, this has been slightly exhausted, fried out. You need tune big time. A slightly exhausted, out of tune. Slightly exhausted, out of tune, unemployed superhero Some good news today, though, which is always a fun thing. And Pop's doing good. Max the Underdog is doing good. Family's doing good. I will probably send something out tomorrow with more information on how things are going. Tomorrow should be a fun day, fun college football day. So I will talk to you later. From Cassie to Clark, Music Conservatory, JP100D, Max the Wonder Dog at my feet. This has been your Unemployed Superhero. You have a good Friday, have a good rest of the weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Stay sexy, San Diego.